Okay, so this is aimed at people that want to learn how to program the AWS cloud, the Amazon Web Services cloud. So this is a fairly new product out of Amazon, and it's called the Cloud Development Kit, the CDK. So I want to show you how the CDK works. This is by far the best approach that I've seen. It allows you to capture in code a structure of the stacks of computers that you're deploying so that you can edit those stacks, make corrections, etc. So let's take a look at this CDK. I'm going to use the JavaScript, or in fact the TypeScript development code, the language. The CDK supports also C# and Java. It doesn't support Python yet, but I think there are plans to do that. So let's take a look. The first thing we need to do is bring up either the git bash, or I'm on a Mac, so it's just the normal command window. And let me create a directory to work in. So let's create a directory that we can work in, and we'll go into that directory, and it's a clean directory. So the first thing we do is npm install AWS Cdk, and you can install it globally if you want, but okay. So now let's do CDK init. So now it tells us we need to choose the language. So I'm going to, this is going to bring up -- language, and I'm going to choose TypeScript. Okay. So with TypeScript, we need to build it by running npm run build. So we'll do this once we've got something, and you can use run watch to automatically compile if you make changes. Once we've programmed to actually deploy, we can run cdk deploy, and cdk diff compares what we're proposing to deploy with the current state of the stack, and cdk synth emits a CloudFormation template, and we can specify JSON. So we can create JSON files that can be fed to CloudFormation, which is another AWS product. Well, let me first show you. Now we've got a number of packages and directories. We're going to work under the lib directory. This is where we're going to program. So for now, let's run npm run build, and we should have a clean stack. So let's take a look at cdk diff. Okay, there are no differences. And cdk synth, and if we do -j, it's short for JSON. So you'll see that we just get some metadata here, and we really haven't done anything yet. Let me load Visual Studio, and I'm going to bring this down a little bit smaller. But let's go to that directory. Let me see, I should have it here actually. Here it is, demo. So here's under lib, and at the moment you'll see we've got TypeScript, JavaScript. So let's look at the TypeScript, and let me bring this down. I've got a terminal window open here. This is VS Code, which is quite a nice editor actually. It'll support different languages, and so we've got TypeScript here. So you can see all we've got at the moment is we're importing, requiring the CDK, and so we've got CDK here, and we're just specifying a demo stack. So in AWS speak, a demo stack could, for example, be S3 storage, or the EC2 machines, or Elastic Cloud Services. So we can use all the services, and to use them we need to specify code in here. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is let's just put up a web page, for example. So to do that, I've got some code here that I've already programmed before. So let me go get it. So I'm going to create some assets. Let me just, in this case, I'm just going to take an index.html file. Okay, so here's my index.html file. So all I do is I've got a script that sets the color. So I choose a color at random between red, green, and blue, and then I write out hello world. So this is a very simple HTML page, and we can deploy that to S3 and hit it. So let me actually grab that as an asset that we're going to deploy to S3. To deploy it, we need to do some things. So first, I want to know the directory path to this asset. So that's a directory I've made under lib, and in that directory I've got this file index.html. So here we define an S3 bucket, and we grab hold of it, website bucket, and we're going to have our index.html as the website index document, and we're going to allow public read access. Now we're going to deploy that to the bucket. Okay, so we're going to grab the asset, so S3 deploy, and to use that we need to include S3 deploy here. This is an experimental library at the moment, but it works perfectly well. I'm grabbing hold of something that will actually allow us to create a path by joining. So here path.join comes from this, and we grab the AWS S3 library. So we import that, and we need to import the CDK as well. So if we're going to use the AWS S3, we're going to have to do an npm install on it, and the same on this. So let me go grab those files. So in fact, I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to copy it, and we'll take it back to our demo. So here we are in demo, and I need to go to this, and so I'm going to, instead of that, I'm going to paste in this. So you see I've got a few things undefined here in this directory at the moment. So I need to go, so in my terminal window here, so this is quite nice. This is just like we've already been using, but let me cd into demo. Now we need to do npm install on some of these other things. So we need at AWS-CDK /AWS S3. So we get that library, and we need to get, so this one here, we need to get this one. So let's do an npm install on that. And if you're familiar with Node, you'll know that it's putting these into the package.json file. So we'll have those. So you'll see now both of these are okay. They were underlined. Now they're fine. So this looks pretty good. And I need to get the assets. So let me bring up my okay, well I can do it here. Let me create asset. I'm making a directory assets. So here I've got assets, and it's in the same lib directory that I'm programming this demo stack.ts in. So I want to move into that and create a file called index. So let me go and copy that file. So here under assets, I've got index. I'm just going to copy the whole file. So the new file, the name is index.html. And I go into index.html, go back to asset. So as I said, this is just going to write out hello world with a background color at random red, green, or blue. Okay, so I think we're okay. We need to compile now this program. So let me go back up. Let me clear this window. Yep, we're good. Let's take a look at so diff looks pretty good. It's going to create, this is what it's going to do. Okay, so everything looks good. It's going to notice it's going to create IAM policy as well, so that we'll have access to the S3 bucket. So everything there looks good. We can take a look at CDK synth minus JSON, and you'll see here this is a description of what's going to be deployed. You can see that it's not trivial, quite a bit already programmed in here. If we've got this right, we should be okay. So as you see, it goes on quite a while. Those were all that was the CloudFormation JSON template that we'll actually be using. So now I can do CDK deploy. And approve the changes, and you'll see now that it's creating demo stack. Okay, so it's created a bucket. We're at step 4 of 8 steps. It's creating a policy so that we can access the bucket, and it should be copying the resource into the bucket. Okay, it's good. So let's go to AWS and check what we've got. So I'll just go to AWS and sign into the console. Okay, so here we are, and here's S3. Let's go and see what we've created and take a look on S3, and I'm going to scroll up a little bit here, and we'll see that, yep, March 7th, we've got a demo stack here. Let's go take a look at it. So here's our file. Our index.html has been loaded up, and if we click on that file, we'll see that we get a URL to that file. So let me go there. So now the S3 bucket is acting as a website, and here we go. I hit our index.html. You can see if we scroll to the end here, we'll see that that's the address. And if I reload, it should choose a random number and choose a random color. So here's, yep, there were 2 reds and a blue and now a green. So our website is working fine. Okay, so let's go back now and tear down our site. So we go to the CDK here and just type in CDK destroy, and it'll ask us if we want to destroy the demo stack, and it's tearing that down. Now what I want you to notice is that in our code we referred to a local directory on my laptop. So this asset directory is local and this file is local, and the CDK grabs these local assets and moves them up to the S3 bucket in the cloud. So that's really quite an amazing property, that we can just move files, or rather the CDK can move files that we point the CDK to on our local machine and these are automatically taken up into an S3 bucket. So this CDK is pretty amazing, and I want to thank you for watching, and we'll come back and go through in more detail how to code in this TypeScript, JavaScript, and how the CDK works. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.